If someone were to ask me what the greatest skill or the difference between someone who is just starting out at something and becoming proficient and someone who has become an expert in whatever field, the greatest skill that those upper level people have really acquired, even if they don't know it, is a high degree of personal honesty, and it's the ability to give an honest evaluation to yourself. And that is something that I really stress to anybody who is asking me for advice. It's just you have to be honest with yourself first before you can grow, because if you're not, then you're just not willing to do what it takes to learn and to grow. You need to accept that you don't know everything, and that there's always better. There's always more you could be doing. There's always a higher level, even for you personally. If you're better than everyone else at something, there's still more that you can, there's still farther you can take it. And a lot of people are not willing to accept that. And I guess I'm reminded of it when all the freshmen start kind of coming back to the university after having break off, and you see some new faces and people walking around. And I'll be the first one to say it. When I was younger and when I was less experienced, I was much more egotistical with my lifting. It was something that, as I've progressed and as I've gotten to a higher level and developed, I have become more real with myself as far as where I'm at. And even though I'm lifting much heavier loads, and my workouts right now make my old workouts just look childish almost, I have a certain amount more respect for just the truth of my situation. And I'm not going to say that these numbers are not big numbers and a constant push, but the real trick to getting past whatever level you're at is being able to set aside any kind of ego and any kind of self-importance, and just make your outlook on your own development as unbiased as possible. And there's always a level of bias. I still, every time someone gives a harshly worded or a rude critique, there's the initial reaction is always, why would you say something like that? Or, well, I'm doing it this way because. But when you take a step back and you really examine what you're doing, maybe the criticisms are not worded in a way that is respectful or appropriate, but sometimes you can move from that. You can learn from that. And so it's just something that you kind of look at. You look back from where you came from, and you decide how big the difference has been. And it just blows my mind how much less I care about what other people think of me now that I'm getting better at this, and how much more importance I gave that, and how much more how brutal I can be with my self-criticism now than, it's just an advanced level that I never got to before. And that's really, in my opinion, where the most growth has to happen. It has to happen from inside yourself, and it has to be based on wanting to get better. You accept your personal criticisms, and you pay attention to what's going on. There's the mindset that some people say of just, well, screw the haters, but sometimes the haters have a point, and so it's a good idea to pay attention to what's going on. So made it through my squats. They were pretty rough. Had 540 for 7 triples, and then came over and did my deadlifting. I'll call it technique work. This is 605 for 4 singles, and normally on a day when it's committed to itself, this is probably a 8 rep range for me. I've done more weight than this for 8 reps before, and so this weight by itself isn't particularly challenging, but after doing all those squats, just getting into the correct positions and keeping the groove was the main focus of this. And I had to stop myself from trying to go hard just because I knew the camera was still rolling, and trying to do a set of 5 or something, just because that's what my natural inclination is going to want to do, because you want to impress people. But I did what I needed to, and I got out there, and I still have another week of this base meso phase. So that's where my focus is. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like rating, share it with your friends. Comment, questions. Like I was saying, critiques are always welcome, but the more respectfully they're worded, the more attention they usually get. So thank you guys again, and I will talk to you. Oh, I'll have another Q&A video up tomorrow, and then on Tuesday I'll have my next session up. So we'll see you then. Bye.